Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome. This is called The Weekly Pint. It's a show where we hang out and we drink together. It's a happy hour. It's a podcast for all of you who like to listen to things audio versus video. You can download the audio wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. But the real secret of this show is that we hang out together live on Monday evenings around 9:30 or so. Luckily, lately it seems like my kids are going to bed fairly well. The other one is just always awake. She just refuses to go to bed anymore. I don't know. But so we're on a good schedule here. We're nailing this. The point of it though is for us to drink together, to hang out and pretend that we're all hanging out around a table in a bar together, having a drink, like a happy hour. So with that in mind, jump on the chat wherever you are and tell us what it is you're drinking. That's one of the many ways to interact with this show. You can, of course, just comment afterwards. You can share the video because it does stay posted on YouTube or Facebook, and you can just share it with your friends and then comment when you share it. And that way, new people learn about the show, too. You can also call into the show because this is super interactive. You can call the drunk line, which is 567-70-DRINK, and you can call in, and it'll pipe you right in here, and we can talk live. There is a goofy little delay because of technology, but it's not that bad. So you can call in, you can do it that way, or what my favorite is, you can just jump on the chat and you can interact right now. I promise it'll come back. Still have not figured out how to fix that, but it's not that big of a deal. But as you can see, as people will start jumping on the chat, you can tell us what you're drinking. Marco is having a Psychopathy. That is a fantastic IPA from a little brewery called Mad Tree here in town. Sorry, I have a bunch of stuff just thrown underneath of my desk. This is, I'll get back to the chat in a second, but for anybody who does not kind of know how this all works here in my house, this is the podcast studio, which is where I record these live shows. If I'm recording a show from the house, that's just me kind of by myself, I sit here and record it. If I'm doing a video chat, that's where all this happens, right here in this corner. But this room is like a working space too. It's a studio. It's kind of a storage room basically. So the walls are covered with all of my audio, video, camera equipment. All of that stuff is all over here and all over there and behind me and evidently sometimes underneath of the desk too. So sometimes there's things that are just like distracting me because my feet are standing on light stands or reflectors or all kinds of crap. Anyways, Marco's having a Psychopathy. Great beer. Let's see. Josh is having an Arlo from Fretboard. I snagged some Arlo when I was down at Fretboard in Norwood a couple weeks ago. It was delicious. He says it's great. Would like to see a bit more carbonation in the can. I remember really enjoying it, but I had it on tap. I've not had the cans of it. And Julia is having some Liquid IV. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that is exactly what you need. Before I open up what I'm going to have, I want to jump right into one of the news stories that I wanted to talk about because you talked about the Liquid IV and I don't know, somehow my brain went to this. I don't know if you guys saw this when it popped up. I wish somebody had warned me ahead of time that it was going to happen because I would have got online and ordered some. This is weird. Okay, so I love pickle beer. Urban Artifact makes a pickle. Actually, I have some pickle in the fridge. I should have drank that. But you'll see why I didn't in a second. This is a wine spritzer pickle collaboration. So this is a pickle-flavored wine spritzer. Pickle-flavored wine spritzer. Just let your brain kind of dwell on that for a minute. It's pickle-flavored wine. It sounds, without having tried it, I cannot make any judgment, but it sounds terrible to me. So terrible that as soon as I read it, I jumped online because you had to order it online. to try to get some, and it had already sold out. I'm hoping that they make more of it because I have to get my hands on it and try it because it sounds horrible. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. Grapes and pickles just don't seem to go together to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Peanut butter and pickles, I would not guess go together, but as Urban Artifact pointed out and got me to experience, they do. Peanuts and pickles are delicious. So maybe it's good. It is also, let me find my notes to get the actual details correct. This comes in 8.4 ounce cans, so like these little skinny cans. There was a bunch of healthy stuff too. I didn't write all that down because I don't really care about that. They are, not only are they 8.4 ounce cans in 4-packs, the 4-pack of 8 ounce cans is $50. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Two 4-packs, so it's $25 for a 4-pack of 8 ounce cans. You have to order 2 to get them shipped to you. So for $50, you can get 8 cans of pickle wine spritzer. I would try it. I hope to try it. Julia says they're all fruits, so how can it be bad? There are some fruits that just don't go together. Marco says I'm out at that price. Julia says if they come back in stock, I'll go in on some with you. Yes, that would be great if we could split them. I want to try them. I want to share them with the world and tell people what they are like. So I don't know why Liquid IV made me think of pickle wine spritzers, but it did, so I had to jump into that. But I do need to crack open a beer, and I don't know if you can actually see what's happening behind me here. But there is an Oktoberfest shrine here. Shine a light back there. You still can't really see. It's an Oktoberfest shrine because it's Oktoberfest season. I know that's a debatable thing with a lot of people, but I am all about it, and so you know what that means. I'm opening up some Oktoberfest beer. I've already drank a couple Oktoberfest beers. Why did that not switch? Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I made a graphic, but it's not there, so whatever. It said Oktoberfest, and it was real cool. Lame. If I had a producer, I could get them to fix it right now. Julia says, I know how you got there. Liquid IV, electrolytes, Gatorade, pickle juice. Was the original Gatorade. Boom. Maybe. The wait is over. Oktoberfest season is back. Yes. So I've already started collecting for Oktoberfest Quest. I have 4 different Oktoberfests in stock, ready to go, ready to start pounding. I think I still have 2 cans from last year hanging out upstairs in the fridge. I should probably drink those one of these days. We're going to do this. We're going to put 2 of them head to head here. I have 2 identical Steins, two mugs. They're not Oktoberfest ones, though. This is La Rose's lager from Braxton, but it is identical to, what is this, last year's? Yeah, last year's Sonder and Friends Oktoberfest mug. So that way, glassware is not affecting my perception. This thing's kind of dirty, though. That might affect my perception. That's pretty gross. It's all right. It's on the outside. I did rinse it. So head to head for the first showdown of Oktoberfest season, and I will explain kind of what Oktoberfest Quest is in just a second. But I'm dying to dive into these. Both of them with new artwork. We have High Grains Fest beer. This is called Meadow. With new artwork, like I said. It is 6.2%. And it says it is malty, crisp, authentic, fermented with yeast from the oldest brewery in Munich and brewed in a traditional style to honor our favorite event of the year. Fest beer. And then we have Taft's Oktoberfest, also with new artwork that I thought it was kind of goofy when I first saw it in the box, but then once I got the cans out and looked at them sitting on the shelf, I kind of love it. Oktoberfest. It is a German-style lager. I'm assuming that this leans more towards a fest beer versus a Märzen, unless they change the recipe, but I doubt it. It is 5.7%. Do they have IBUs on? No, because IBUs don't really matter, especially for an Oktoberfest. And they have a little scale on the side. Hops, it leans towards less. Malt, it leans towards more. And color, they've got it leaning just a hair towards dark. It says, Prost, recycle, repeat. Doesn't tell me much else about it. Oh, wait, here we go. It does. It says Oktoberfest, German lager. Dust off your lederhosen, and Hoistestein, our festive and flavorful fest beer, shines a deep golden orange with German malts and hops. Prost. I don't know if you can see that. I love it. I love the artwork. I remember last year being extremely surprised at how good Oktoberfest was. Not that it was ever a bad beer, but it just never really stood out to me previous years. And last year, I thought it was great. It didn't win, but it, you guys can't even see my cans myself. I need something like here so you can see what I'm drinking. I don't know. All right. Oktoberfest is going to be in the Braxton mug. And cracking open Meadow, it's going to be in the Sonder mug. All right. I can tell you the head on the Oktoberfest went away pretty fast versus the Meadow. Oktoberfest looks a hair. Not even a hair. It's definitely lighter. It's more golden in color than the Meadow. Here's where this gets difficult. We might as well go ahead and kind of explain what all this is. So I'm an Oktoberfest nut job. I love the style. I think it is definitely one of the best styles of beer. My favorite styles of beer. And I one year got this weird thing in my head. Because I just, anytime I see one, I'm drinking it. Anytime I'm going to a festival, I'm obviously drinking Oktoberfest beers. I got this thing in my head, and I'm like, man, there are so many good ones here in town. I wonder which one I like the best. And there's not an easy way to figure that out. Because when you go to a festival, there's only a couple of them. When you go to a brewery, obviously they only have theirs. There's not a lot of times where you really get all of them lined up. There's a decent amount of them when you go down to Oktoberfest Cincinnati, but sometimes it's a little hot, and you don't get a good representation of the beer. Especially if you're drinking out of liters, it's hard to figure out which one is your favorite. You just kind of like them all, and they're all not, I want to say they're close to each other, but they're all that good that. They're all good. So with that, I decided that I was going to put together a bracket, a championship bracket, where I pitted all of these Oktoberfest beers against each other. I was going to make them battle, and at the very end, there was going to be one, and that was going to be the one that I decided was the best that year. I don't know why anybody cares which one I like the best, because it doesn't really matter. Especially since they're all so freaking good. But it's fun to do. And so every year I revisit this and I put them all against each other. And at the end, one reigns supreme. And they win the Golden Gnome Trophy at some kind of an event. I have not started planning this year's live event, if it will be a live event. But there is a trophy awarded to the winner. Last year, Mad Tree won. And we'll see what happens this year. It's difficult because there are two different sides to Oktoberfest. We talk about this every year. You've got fest beers and you've got Märzens. Märzens are a little richer, a little darker, a little maltier. Fest beers are a little lighter, a little crisper, a little higher ABV, a little more hoppy. So they're two similar but different styles. And here, especially here in Cincinnati, here in the United States, they're all kind of blending together a little bit. And so you're getting some that are that are kind of a little bit of both. I think the winner last year, Madry, Ziegler, is a great example of one that's kind of sitting in between the two styles. It's not full-on Märzen, and it's definitely not full-on Festbier. Sonder is another great example of one that's just kind of right in the middle of the two styles, which makes it really difficult sometimes to pick a favorite between that and something else, or to judge between that and something else. But I do it. I do it because I enjoy it. So with that being said, these are two Festbiers. The Taft's is a little more Festbiery, just by looks. After letting them sit for a minute, the head is all gone on Oktoberfest, and still kind of hanging out, lingering on the top of Meadow. Not that that's a deciding factor, nor is the color, but this is definitely lighter and more kind of golden. All right, let me get in here to the Meadow. There is definitely a difference, a little more of a kind of a, I hate calling it fruity because I think that gives it a different kind of impression in your head, but there's a little more of a fruity yeast character coming off of the Oktoberfest. Not in a bad way, though. All right, I gotta drink these. This is torture. Prost, everybody. All right. Oh, yeah. I'm ready for Oktoberfest season. All right, let's get this other one here. Two extremely different beers. This is... Sometimes I wonder if it's harder to judge two beers that are extremely similar, or harder to judge two beers that are different from each other, because I thought this was going to be kind of a good matchup of very similar beers, and it is not. So the Taft's is definitely kind of, well, it's definitely more Festbier-ish, but so it's a little drier, a little I like to call it zippier is a term that I use that I don't know that is a good technical term. A little bit more hops. There is like a there's like an earthy, almost like a fall leaves thing that this reminds me of going on there. I don't know what that is, but it's tasty. I'm burping. Hang on. All right, let me get back into this one and see. Yeah, this one has more of a kind of a rounded, kind of bready note. There's a thing that happens in some of them that reminds me of pretzels, which I know pretzels and Oktoberfest kind of go together. There is a like a pretzel bread kind of thing that I'm getting there that I absolutely love. Tell you what, two fantastic beers. I would be very happy to drink either one of these beers in high quantities for a long time, regardless if it's out in the heat with the sun beating down on you, or kind of tucked away in a beer garden in the evening after the sun goes down. To me, both of those are marks of what I want out of an Oktoberfest, which is what this is all about. I want a beer that fits into my Oktoberfest celebrating, and both of these would fit in great. The one that jumps just a little bit ahead for me, not for any major reason other than that little pretzel thing that happens, is Meadow from High Grain. Absolutely great beer. Don't drink it all because I'm gonna need to buy more of this, because I have a 6-pack of it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to struggle making that 6-pack last through Oktoberfest season and still have enough to compete with it. But really, really great beer. So far, winner number one. It moves ahead in the bracket. I will find some way to put the winners somewhere so you guys can see them as we keep going through this. One thing to note with Oktoberfest Quest, if you guys do want to follow along to figure out what the best Oktoberfest this year is, it's a little difficult to do. Sometimes I'll do the showdowns here on the Weekly Pint. Sometimes I'll post just a random video on YouTube. Sometimes I'll just randomly go live on Facebook, Instagram. I'll just do like a live Instagram thing. Sometimes I'll post pictures. You just never know. You never know where they're going to pop up. Yeah, follow along to everything, and maybe you can catch them all. Prost, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy Oktoberfest as much as I do. But before we wrap up the show, what are we looking at? Oh yeah, we're good. We're good on time. Not that time is like a actual like thing. It's the internet. we can do whatever we want. I will point out what I have right now. We have purchased Westside, Sonder, obviously High Grain and Taft's, and then Grainworks, I believe, is out also. I did not see it when I was at the store, but I know it's out and about, and we'll have some of that soon. So get out there and buy them. Support your local Oktoberfest beers. support the ones that are local craft, and you don't have to drink actual German beer to get a great Oktoberfest because we're knocking it out of the park here in town. While we're on the topic of Oktoberfest, we might as well talk about some of the Oktoberfest. Oh man, I'm going to be burping. Oktoberfest festivals that are going on, which there are a ton. I will have a full kind of blog post. Rod J. Beer Ventures, good to hear from you, buddy. The biggest one though that we really have to talk about is Oktoberfest Cincinnati. So it is September 14th through the 17th, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The big news with it this year is that they moved it back up to 5th Street. So it sits right in the heart of the city, still sponsored by Sam Adams, still, as they call it, the biggest American Oktoberfest. It's worth a visit if you've never been. I am actually thinking I need to make sure I go this year to get back to it on 5th Street and see how it is. It's a festival that's been going on since 1976, so it's one of the older Oktoberfest celebrations in the city. There's definitely some that are older. Shout out to Liberty Home from I think they're doing their like 57th year this year. So there's some really good festivals around Germania, Donauschwaben, Covington. There's lots of great stuff. Up Sonder, great stuff. But there will be a post with all of the festivals that you can find around town very soon. Hopefully I'll get working on it this week. It's a lot of things to keep track of, in addition to the post that is the complete rundown of all of the local Oktoberfest beers for the year, which I haven't even started working on yet. I guess I've started. It's in my notes. Honey Agnes says that Germania Oktoberfest is always their favorite. I would agree to that. In different ways, though. So there's, much like different Oktoberfest beers satisfy different parts of my Oktoberfest celebrating, different festivals kind of satisfy a different part of what I want from a festival. I like Oktoberfest Cincinnati. If you were looking for a big, crowded giant festival. It satisfies that. If you're looking for something that feels a little more, I hate to call it authentic because it's small, and Oktoberfest obviously in Munich is a large festival. Germania kind of satisfies that that need, and then the beer garden that they have in the woods is just incredible, and there's lots of things about it that I really enjoy. Then if you throw Sonder into the mix with their Sonder and Friends Oktoberfest, it does this thing that I've been waiting for somebody to do for a very long time, and that is kind of tie in the craft beer community with Oktoberfest and really bring them head to head with each other and kind of figure that out, and they do a good job with it. Rod says that Oktoberfest Cincinnati is always a good time. He misses not being there for it. You can come back. We will allow you back in town. You can come back for Oktoberfest and hang out. Rod, for anybody that does not know, runs a great YouTube channel, and used to live here in Cincinnati, and so it was always fun kind of seeing him talk about the beers around town here. Then moved. I feel like it was not that long ago, but it was probably a while now, out to, I want to say, like, I don't know, Kansas City or something. Did I make that up? Where did you move out to, Rod? If I'm right, I'm going to be really impressed, but I don't know why that's in my head, Kansas City. We're moved past Oktoberfest. We're going to talk a lot about Oktoberfest throughout the season. But I had a meeting this week, a really second meeting about this event that I definitely want to start sharing with you guys. And that is Beer, Booze, and Bonks. We are definitely going to be back this year. We are back. I think I can go ahead and kind of start sharing some of the details on it. Baltimore, that's right. So Beer, Booze, and Bonks back for year 3. Bigger, better than ever. I would say clear your calendar for Veterans Day. So 11/11 is going to be the date of the festival. I don't know what time yet, so just clear the whole day. It is going to be one session. We are going to do one big ultra session, so a lot longer. You're going to have plenty of time to try as much beer as you want to, full for as long as you want to, and then even something that I've been wanting to incorporate probably since the very first year that we did it. There will be some cigars. I don't know exactly how that's going to be incorporated too. If you guys have been kind of watching me for a while, you know that I'm a huge cigar fan. I love sitting around smoking cigars. There will be a chance to do that at the festival. Probably. We're still kind of working out some of the details and figuring out what that's going to look like. But stay tuned for that. Better food options. We heard the complaints about some of the food in the past, and I think we've got a really good couple options for that, and there's a lot of fun stuff. So you will be able to get tickets soon, and there will be some fun VIP options that will include some other cool stuff that I think you guys are going to like. That's probably all I can say right now, because everything else we're still kind of discussing and figuring out and figuring it out. It's a lot. There's a lot that goes into planning a beer festival, and especially when you're trying to make it bigger and better than ever. So stay tuned for that, because I'm pretty pumped. Another thing, so this time of year is always incredibly chaotic for me. Not that any time of year is not chaotic, but you have Beer, Booze, and Bonks that we're in the middle of planning, in the middle of all the Oktoberfest stuff, which then ends in some kind of a live event. Then we also have Big Sis, which comes out this time of year, or somewhere around this time of year. It's kind of shifted a little bit when exactly we brew it or release it. Yeah, and Julia says totally mean Burrow's going to be there. No, I don't think we can afford Burrow to be there. There will be some fun local celebrities maybe that'll be there. Not just me, local celebrity. Josh just cracked a Sunny D seltzer. That is the anti-Oktoberfest. In addition to all of that stuff going on this time of year, Big Sis. Big Sis, we are brewing it tomorrow. We will be brewing it down at Darkness this year, and it is a kind of a hybrid style. So I guess we can just go ahead and dive into it now. I haven't written an article about it or anything, but the beer takes a Pilsner, which is what the original. Oh my God! Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The original Big Sis was a Pilsner. Last year was a Pilsner. It takes that original kind of that original recipe, that original style, and then it it gets a little infusion of Mike Cisneros. That's the guy that we brew the beer in memory of. His second favorite beer style was an oatmeal stout. So in talking with the guys down at Darkness, we were trying to figure out how to take those two beer styles and bring them together, which is exactly something that the people down at Darkness would love to do. And they decided that it would be fun, in collaboration with a couple of the other breweries that have been involved with Big Sis from the beginning, especially Alexandria. No lactose as far as I know. I'm almost positive there will be no lactose. I will definitely confirm that. You will know if there's lactose, but I don't think so. I believe we're going to go Pilsner with just a little bit of oats to kind of give it some body. So just kind of a hazy lager of some kind. Definitely a hybrid style, though. It will not be full-on Pilsner, but I will know more after tomorrow, after I see kind of what we're doing with it, and we'll see. But yeah, we're brewing it tomorrow. Stay tuned for more details about the release event. I don't have I think I do, but I want to wait till tomorrow just to make sure that we get confirmed on the fact that the release event works for everybody. And then we'll release all that, and you guys will know when you can come get it, come drink it, and come enjoy it. And we'll have a whole bunch of raffles and stuff, so you can bid on some cool stuff and raise some money for charity. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we are definitely working on. A lot of irons in the fire, as they like to say. I have no irons or fire, but lots of things. lots of things I'm working on, guys. But as for tonight, that about does it. I'm going to go drink these Oktoberfest beers, maybe smoke a cigar, relax a little bit before a very long day tomorrow where we're going to make some good beer. We're going to make something. even if it's terrible, we're still going to make it. I think it'll be good. I hope it'll be good. I know it'll be good. The guys down at Darkness, I trust them. I trust them wholeheartedly. If you guys have not been down there, you need to get down there. Other than that, thank you guys for hanging out. And if you're listening to this and you're a brewery or somebody who somehow wants to be involved with Big Sis, shoot me a message. Like I said, we're making the beer tomorrow. You guys are welcome to come hang out and brew with us. Come help make the beer, and then talk about the event where you can help us raise some money for charity, which is always fun. So shoot me a message if you have not done so already. And other than that, we will see you next week. and we're going to drink a whole bunch of Oktoberfest in the meantime. If you've not had an Oktoberfest this year yet, I think it's time. I think it's time that you just jump in. It's Oktoberfest season. Prost, everybody. We will see you next week. Prost. I will go on record officially and say that while I can drink Oktoberfest if it's 95 degrees and it's July, I'm not ready for pumpkin beer. I'm not ready for pumpkin beer until October 1st. I've spoken.